Okay, here we are.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you all. I'm Dani Bedoni, and we have the wonderful and amazing Rossi Saldivia.
Hello, Dani. Hello, everyone. I'm so super happy of doing this summit with you, Dani. We're starting to share amazing information that we're going to put in our social media and our YouTube channel and all the media platforms that we have. So this time we're going to talk about be in love, be as a bee, and then be to be and be in love. And what is love? So Dani, what is love for you? What can you share about your own experiences to enjoy the frequency of love?
Well, since this is the month of love, which is February, but it should be every month, we're dedicating this summit to love. And for me, love is learning what love is. So I love reading about what love has done in humanity, like Cleopatra, what everything has meant, the inspirational thoughts of what love is. So I can understand for me as a person, what makes me happy, what makes me fall in love. First of all, is falling in love with yourself, which is what I've seen all these herons have done. They love themselves, and that's why they're so powerful, and that's why they have a purpose. The purpose is love. Love thyself, and then love others. So for me, being in love is finding that beautiful balance of myself included being in love, but loving others. So I find this incredible harmony with a relationship, and that's what makes me happy. So be loved and give love. That is the greatest gifts of all.
That's great. Well, you mentioned Cleopatra, so I love that story because you can see in history the different kind of love with these different cultures, and especially Cleopatra had this love with Julius Caesar, and then Mark Antony and then that tragedy thing. So we just want to focus on the pure love, of the frequency of love. For example, for me, I love the story of the Queen of Saba. She was so beautiful and powerful, and then she met the amazing King Solomon. And then when Solomon and they met, they totally fell in love. I was like, well, not fall, rising in love with this amazing power that they both share. And for me, that is completude. When you have everything and you attract that person that also has everything, and you make that connection. And I think that's very inspirational for all women and men, that love is not scarcity, love is not victimize the other, love is not pain or suffering. Love is a frequency, and that's what we want to talk about today.
The frequency of love, that incredible, you were saying about the chemistry that these two very powerful people had, because they were already powerful by themselves. So it's a very interesting thing. So both of them were happy. Both of them were in love with themselves. Both of them already had those riches that you need, that wealth that you have internally. And when you have that and you share it with somebody else, that's when the magic comes.
Exactly. So talking about frequency, love is a frequency, is a sound waves, is an energy, is something that you feel, that you also express, because you're sending vibrations through your heart, because the heart has neurons, and we want to talk about neurocardiology and what is the secret of the heart. I mean, the heart coherence, the heart knowledge, the heart brain. The brain has the memories. The brain knows better than the brain. So the heart knows better than the brain, and the brain knows less than the heart. So it's some kind of mystery there that we can talk about this if you want. Why the heart understands only the language of love, and why those memories of something that happened in your life are stored in that compartment in your heart called the neurites. And these neurites are like 50,000 like small neurons that are there, and they have all your information. So it's amazing. This discovery is amazing. It's only in the 1990s that they really acknowledge that the heart has neurons. So it also thinks.
And that's incredible that you say that the heart thinks, because, you think about the brain and the heart, and you think about the brain as the intellectual, aspect of who we are, but that the heart thinks also. I mean, how is that possible?
Well, these scientific studies discovered that the heart was some kind of memory, because when they did those heart transplants, the donors gave the heart. So the people that received the heart start to suddenly, from nowhere, have memories of some kind of events or places. And especially what really shocked me was this person that learned how to play piano after, recovery, and after a year or so, started to play piano, and he never played piano before. And then a lot of stories that are amazing with this. And also that, that the heart donated can only be donated from men to men. Like a woman cannot receive a man's heart. No.
Wow.
It's bigger for us in our chest. And women cannot donate a heart to a man because it's smaller. So this is incredible. We have different hearts. Really, I just remembering this right now. So what is this the meaning that the love that you feel for your partner and vice versa, it has different way to understand love from a female heart to a male's heart. So both have memories, and it's so incredible that we can live from the heart, or living from the heart means living from the frequency of love, and also vice versa. So there's a lot of things that in neuroscience we are discovering about epigenetics and everything that is happening inside and outside the organs, but especially the heart and the love. So it's the resonance of the language. Like this is the hardware and this is the software, and they put it all together, and everything, it's amazing. Your body is healthy, you're happy, and you release all the hormones that you need for coherence, for wellness, which is our program. So we can be here, Dani, for hours talking about love and frequency, and from the perspective of neuroscience. So let's talk about music. You are the specialist in the love of frequency with music. So can you share a little bit of your experience with kids and what is happening there when you are in the Philharmonic?
Well, one of the things that we're talking about, that connection with the brain and the heart, and we as coaches, and you've been a wonderful person that as coach, we can guide that connection towards people. So we do it through music. We do that connection through your heart and your brain, of course, because your brain has to think about these notes that you're going to do, and how you're going to make that connection of love. You want to love what you're doing. You want to love the music that you're going to play. And one of the things that I think it's really incredible is that breathing before you're going to play, for example, an instrument. Let's just say you have a clarinet and it's a instrument of wind, and you're going to breathe, and then you're going to
inhale,
blow.
Okay.
And so that gives you that love, that gives you that connection of, I'm thinking what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to put my heart out to the notes, to this music, to this incredible harmonious sound that comes again from that love within. So I think music teaches you how to love yourself within, how to believe in yourself, that you can do it and you can show. So music is a sort of a love thyself and then love others, as we were talking about when you asked me, what is love for me? Love for me is believing in myself, knowing that when you connect yourself towards something incredible like music, you can connect to the world. You can connect by that sound. And it's a part of you that you're sending the love vibrations when you play an instrument. So when you're in a philharmonic, in an orchestra, you feel that you're in this commonwealth of love through music. So that is the frequency of music that makes you happy, to the musicians, but also to the audience.
Wow, it's beautiful. And also at the scientific level, when you inhale, it's in Latin is inspirare, in spiritu is the spirit coming in spirit is inspiration, But then the secret, Dani, when you hold your breath for the instrument and you hold the breath inside the air in the heart's chamber, you know what happened there? Your heart starts to think.
Your heart starts to think.
Yes. So when you do yoga, when you do all these therapies of breathing, and the first thing that you do is inhale and then return. Okay, hold it, and
Hold it.
And then exhale. So when you use the instrument, you're exhaling through the clarinet, for example, right?
Mhm.
But in yoga, in all the frequency of breath working, you are actually activating your heart and you're letting your heart do the work. That's why you hold the breath, and then all your organs stand like, oh, okay, let's do it. Da 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 da, and then release all the toxins and all the things that you have in your body. So we have an intelligence there inside our body. It's called the heart. The heart is super smart, super intelligent. And that's why when you connect your heart with your brain, is when the love connection comes. It's amazing. It's incredible.
Well, there we go. So you have, through music, through coaching, through inspiration, insights, you start to create beauty. So with that knowledge of the brain and heart connection, you create beauty towards the world. You create beautiful things. And you see it, we're talking about history. Again, talking about when you ask the question of what is love to me. When you go back and you read about biographies about people, and when you read about the incredible things that human beings have done in honor of love, you see a beautiful architectural work of art, which is, for example, the Taj Mahal. And everybody goes there, and to believe in love and to create something so gorgeous that just looking at it, you feel the love, you feel the historical insight, that respiration of breathing. I'm going to create something beautiful towards another person. That's when I think you realize that it's all connected, like the heart, the brain, everything we do. If we have that intent of creating love, we can share it with humanity and make this world a better place.
It's incredible that in history, being there in the Taj Mahal, I could experience the joy and the love that Sultan felt for his bride, for his wife. And he also wanted to build in the Black Taj Mahal, which was supposed to die, and then build it there with this white marble, and he was supposed to be in the dark black marble. So when you see those stories of romantic love, and it's like, oh my God, it's so amazing what love can do, right? And that's exactly all is the love is all we need. Like, you know, the Beatles, we were talking about Beatles, they song about all you need is love, right? And
all you need is love. Love is all you need.
yeah, so that started from Maharishi when he came in the 60s, and he teach about breath work and love connection. And that was the hippie time of, you know, in the United States of learning about love and all the love of frequency. And our parents lived that time, right? And then when you hear that song, and the song that John Lennon then after that started to co-create, it was all the message about love frequency. And that's what peace, love, and rock and roll and all that, you know, time came along. It was pretty much because the world needed that message. So I still believe that we need to keep sending the message that love is healing. Love is all we need, because it takes away the separation of divide and conquer and bring us together, not as a hippie, hypey level of name of love. No, I'm talking about scientific level. The heart needs to understand that love is the frequency of health, of wealth, of happiness, of compassion, of freedom, of evolution or growth. So it's a language, and that's why I really want to express our work through neuroscience, through coaching, through music, with our experiences, to share with everyone that what do we need to do to connect again with that love frequency. It's important.
And you were talking about music. There's this music, this new song that you were telling me about, Miley Cyrus, about love and loving yourself. Tell me a little bit more about that, because that's very important. First, love yourself, and then, ta-da, this music is coming. Tell us.
Well, you know that writers, singers, painters, they when they feel the grief or the pain, they create such an amazing art. Could be music, could be writing, could be a sculpture, could be something made of the pain of love, or something that is a breaking up. So Miley Cyrus created this song. For me, it's beautiful because it's the first time that you actually made a song for yourself. I mean, love yourself first, buy yourself some flowers. So don't expect that someone is not giving you flowers. You know what? You give your flowers to yourself. You love yourself. You hug yourself. You feel loved. And when you heal that wound or emptiness or treason or abandonment or whatever the low frequency of that low vibration of love is there, you heal that. And then you start to understand that when we love ourselves first, because it's a sound wave, because our waves that we're expanding, in retribution, they were going to come back to you. And I learned that with dolphins when I work with dolphins. Dolphins are pure love. They're not animals. They're I would say spiritual beings living in the ocean, because they are smarter than human beings, right? And then the frequency that they feel, they can connect with you from their heart to your heart, and they would do it's called echolography. They do an echo on the sound wave, and when the echo returns to them, they can read you. Oh, Dani's there swimming, and I love Dani, and they feel it, and they came close to you. So it's a frequency. And when you start feeling that love inside your heart, it's called a toroidal field. This toroidal field expands waves of love. And so we can start doing that when we feel some kind of negativity in a place, or we're traveling, or probably we're in an airplane. You can start sending these love waves. And it really, really, at a scientific level, it's true. We can demonstrate that it's true. It's not some kind of la la land thing. No, this is real. This is science. So working with the Heart Math Institute, we were teaching about this. We were doing conferences in countries, and I really want to keep doing this. It's showing and teaching people how to use the heart frequency for healing and love. And through our coaching, well, I hope that experience that many people will join us doing our meditations about the heart love frequency and the healing part of this.
That's very beautiful, because, again, you find that connection with the heart and with your brain. You find that connection that makes you happy, and you see it in animals, and we ourselves are animals. So we have to go back to that root of who we are. Write what you like, take a deep breath, and just have that journey, that inner journey within. And you were saying about journeys about in Egypt, about the heart and how they balance it with feathers. Tell us a little bit about that story also. It's very fascinating.
Oh, yes. Well, these trips are so amazing. The Egyptians, they have a story which I love, about mythology, about this deity called Maat. She is a goddess, the goddess Maat, M-A-A-T. She is the one who comes and measure your heart. And then she takes a feather, a white feather, and she said that your heart has to be as light as a feather. And they put your heart in the balance. And it was supposed to be after death that she comes and say, okay, you're going to enter in heaven if your heart is so light as a feather. So what they do is put in this balance, your heart here and the feather. So if your heart is in balance, so you can enter in their heavens. So that story is so powerful and amazing, because it means that we have to work the metaphor is that we have to work here alive, everything that we have to do, the correction, the healing, before we leave this planet, because that's when we are going to travel light. It means like the heart is connected with the spirit, through the brain, and we can do connection, heart and brain. And the brain is the one who makes the hijack. The brain is the one with the ego thing, and is the one who doubts, is the one to tell you no, or your belief system, or your low self-esteem because you were a child. It's just a program. The heart knows that you were a pure child and that you were innocent and you didn't know better because your parents didn't know better. So the heart is not judging, the brain is judging. So the connection that we really want to do is teaching the brain that the information we have neurologically is just like a pen drive that you have of information from memories from your DNA, from your parents, or from your own experiences that you bring into the present. So that's an interference pattern that is not letting you experience love. And you have so much love to give. So I don't think in my studies there is not even one person that is mean or a bad person. It's just their experiences that they had in life that made them be like how they are like now. Traumas, events, panics, whatever they experienced were in their environment. And this is called epigenetics. Epigenetics teach us that we are absorbing all the information from outside. And then we are reprogram that information inside ourselves. And then that's what defines us? No. I mean, a trauma is not defining me. That's an experience. So we can help people understand that it's a separation with what happened to you and who you really are. And that's the purpose of this summit. And this program is, giving the people the tools to understand themselves, love themselves, and then have an amazing life.
And after all, we were created by a couple making love. And by making love, you as a person, as a human being, you're made by love. So you are love. And if we think about that constantly, I think we understand how important love is. Love making towards the world, love to yourself, love to others. And we feel that with music, again, because we have a love towards the notes, towards something that is superior, to be really true to that. And very incredible is the part that you feel the rhythm of love. We're talking about motion. We're talking about that your heart changes the speed according to if you're jogging, running, if you're playing something which is much more faster, and you feel that adrenaline. So you feel that your heart has rhythm, has motion. Tell us a little bit about that, because how the heart balances, but also how the heart gives you energy.
Well, there's the frequency of love is 432 hertz, which is the language of the heart, and it's also the language of the planet Earth. So when we resonate with 432, especially with music, we are in connection with the love of nature, Gaia, their nature. When you walk in a beautiful garden or a place where you see a sightseeing and you feel that bliss, you're connected with 432 hertz. So your heart starts to, work in that frequency, your brain receives that, and then the bliss, the joy, the peace is there. And then also your brain understands that the heart is feeling love, and the brain produces dopamine, which is the language of love, dopamine, and then excessive dopamine in your system creates addiction. So you have to be careful too much of hype thing. I prefer serotonin, because serotonin is that love that is very peaceful, steady, and beautiful. So when you feel serotonin all the time, you have the hype of dopamine, and then you get in a steady state of love. Instead, dopamine, it makes you like peaks, right? And also then is the other one, the oxytocin, which is very important. When you release that, when you're making love and you're having the orgasm, you need that frequency for health, for your body. Okay, so it's called sacred love, which is it's more another subject that we can do and talk. It's about what happened in your body when you feel that love connection with that person that you really love in sexuality, and that's very healthy. And then the other is serotonin, dopamine, and endorphins. Right? Endorphins are needed for health, so are the fourth that we need to connect with the frequency of love. So we can connect going to nature, stay with our kids or babies or our pets, or going traveling in some place that you love, or meditating, or eating chocolate. Eating chocolate is a very love connection there, or making love, or just being in nature. So we are just looking for ways to be connected, because all technology, cell phones and everything with the blue light are very interference in this love thing. So we have to be healthy when we are connected with this frequency of love.
And then connecting with music, listening to beautiful music that makes you balance that beauty, understand. Music is a healing aspect that I invite everybody out there to enjoy, sing, make a playlist that makes you happy. Remember at the beginning, Rossi was asking me, what is love for me? Writing down the things that make you happy, because it's very unique, but do that every day. Breathe in, make a list of the things that you like, know yourself, and practice it. Because when you're happy, you find that happiness towards another person, and you find that happiness towards yourself. So it balances out. That is very beautiful. Rossi, and tell us a little bit about what your journey in love you felt with your clients. What has been kind of the moments that you realized this is why we do what we do?
Well, my love for what I do in all my experiences 25 years ago when I started neuroscience, it was, when you fell in love with something, well, that's what I fell in love with, all this work about healing, wellness, understanding the humankind, history, anthropology, who are we, and more about the spirit, the soul, and the body. I mean, stay very grounded, not very esoteric that go beyond, but integration of all the bodies, like spiritual, mental, emotional, or physically, because we live in this planet. We cannot be disconnected. So this search, for me, I think is something that we bring in our DNA. And then you start to discover yourself. And when you travel and you see all this ancient history, and suddenly you see things that you don't understand about these places, how do they know that? How do they know to build those pyramids? How did they know how to build those temples? And what was the energy in motion that made them create that? Always love was there all the time. So then I understood that we don't know who we are until we get into the heart. So instead of doing the quest outside, when we go inward, when we go through our own heart and wow, and we discover ourselves, that's what I call, and I work with my beautiful teacher, Bruce Lipton, 20 years ago. He teaches about the honeymoon effect. And the honeymoon effect was being in love with yourself all the time and being in love with what you do, engage. So I think that people just feel my passion of what I do when I work with people in sessions and conference, and they feel my love for the love of what I do. And it's just a connection. It's not even brain or knowledge. It's just the feeling. Oh my God, what are you saying? What are you transmitting? Yes, just feel, close your eyes, breathe, touch your heart, connect, release, cry, da, 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 da. And that's the magic of love. That's what I guess. I feel that.
Well, if we all love what we do and we all love who we are, then we can actually heal not only ourselves, but towards other people. And that's one of the things I realized with coaching, that has been the magic of coaching, is connecting everything together. Because we're here in this, you look at the world and we're all so very different, but all so much alike. Because to love and be loved is the greatest gift of all. And we're celebrating this month of love and talking about how if we realize that we all want the same things and we have that same, you were talking about that same synchronicity, that same harmonious aspect of who we are, then we balance each other out. We can make this world more energetic, more in tune. Again, talking about music, we're more in tune. Everything is more harmonious. And when you find somebody that you love, and when you find something that you love, you're in harmony with yourself. So I think that's one of the beautiful things about the spirit. So remember to breathe in, feel who you are, and then just activate all those emotions towards love, towards happiness, and towards that pursuit of what you want.
That's correct. And also remember that when you're angry, sad, or you feel disconnected, is because you're not breathing through your nose. You have to inhale and put that oxygen in your brain and your heart and start doing 3 or 4 just breath work. Inhale, exhale through your nose. And then you're going to feel the difference, the energy shift from sadness to peace. It's very fast, it's easy, it's cheap. You only have to you put your whatever hand in your chest and start listening to your pulse. Your heart is talking to you through every boom, boom, boom. When you breathe, you make the connection of breath work with heartbeat, and that's the secret of health. And that's what we do every day. We can do it in the morning, we can do it at noon when you're lunch break, and you can do it before bed. And you will see, you start seeing the difference in your health, when you go to sleep, if you're tired, you're going to be more restless, you're going to be more rested, you feel rest, or you feel empowered or energized. So those are tips that I always give to people that ask me, how can I make the shift in the energy?
So the shift is by taking a deep breath through your nose and then also exhaling through your nose.
Right. Remember that when we had children and they came crying, they couldn't even speak. And you told them, hey, wait, just stop, breathe. And they, okay. Well, we did it naturally because our motherhood is just nature that knows. So when they did that, they shift from crying, and then they could talk and they go tell, oh, mom, somebody hit me or whatever. But then you take them out of the panic attack we call the amygdala hijack, which is the reptilian brain doing the survival mode thing. They're full of cortisol. And then when you stop and you breathe through your nose, you stop crying. And you tell them, look at the ceiling. So nobody that looks at the ceiling will cry. It's impossible. You cannot cry looking up.
I did not know that. You can't cry going like this.
No, you can't. I mean, even you have your face straight when you do this and you're crying, you will stop crying automatically because your eyes are like the mouse of the computer. You're moving your eyes are neurological. They are sending information to the brain, and you can start playing with this. So there's a lot of techniques that are very fun when we do the retreats, when we do our live events, and that we can teach people how to, in these live events and in these retreats, just spend some days with us and we're going to have fun. And that's coming.
We're going to do outdoor activities. We're going to go hiking. We can go do yoga, meditation, listening to concerts, music. Music heals. I cannot overemphasize more. Music heals. Go out and go experience live music, because we're talking about energy. When you go to a live concert, you see all these musicians and feel the waves of the music, the sound waves, and that's healing, because somebody is bringing joy from within to you, to the audience, and the audience is receiving all this incredible music and all these incredible waves of love.
That's it. So, well, I think we already
Yes.
Time.
And remember to follow us on our social media at Be Wellness Program. That's BEE Wellness, WELLNESS Program, PRGORAM Program at gmail.com. And then we have also our social media in Instagram, Facebook, and follow us here on this Summit of Love that we have this month. We're going to be talking about different things with Rossi, and I are going to talk about love. We're going to talk about love journey, love within. We're going to talk the afterlife love, the love within yourself and others. And Rossi has done some incredible work that we're going to share with you all. Thank you so much. Rossi, would you like to say anything else so our audience can come and
something that really, you give me chills. You said the afterlife love.
Yeah.
You remember those movies or a book that the people, they love each other and they say, I will love you for the rest of our life and I will look for you in many lives ahead. Have you ever, you remember some kind of movies?
They always say it in movies also.
But
romantic movie.
It's true, Dani, when you meet someone that you feel the connection, that you know that person from lifetime, and ever the first time and you meet that person, that's the, I call the spiritual love, the quantum love. What is that transcendence love? Where is this coming from? So I think that will be our next chapter because it is very interesting. And I have testimonies that, Dani, you're gonna faint when I tell you things that I really experienced with my clients about this quantum love. It's incredible.
Tell us about, before we leave, about the Japanese doctor and about the brain and the love and what he did for his mom. That was a very cool story.
Wow. Okay. So I'm going to make it real quick. When my dad was very sick and he was, I helped my dad transcend. It was one of the most incredible works that I ever could experience because I think I was prepared. I was doing it. Okay. It just came up. And then I helped my dad in that transition. So when he was in that moment that I had him holding his hand, I wanted so desperately to have his information, all his brain and heart information, like a microchip. I was inventing, like, oh my God, I wish I could have this. And that was in 2009. Okay. And then, okay, my dad passed. I remember him. I prayed for him. I did all this connection through love and God. And then suddenly I was studying and doing my research, and there it was. There was a Japanese guy who invented a microchip. He could receive all the information from the patient when the patient is dying and put that information in this thing, chips or whatever, and put it like in his computer so people could have access to their loved ones. After they pass, they have it already there. So it was insane. That's something that I thought many years ago. It now is a reality. And imagine ourselves in the 20 plus years in advance, 100 years, we're going to be holograms. We can be like the Star Wars movie, right? With the, Princess Leia. Princess Leia in the movie, now she's a hologram in the real movie, and she's already dead. And then you see it in the movie. Well, that's where we are heading. So what is consciousness? What is love? What is spirit? And it's very profound that because love is a frequency, this doctor created this because of his mom. So he made it from love, right? He wanted to keep his mother with him. So what are we creating through love? That's the message here. What is the legacy? What are we doing for love?
Well, what we're doing is in Be Wellness Program. Follow us on our website and follow us on social media and come to our summits, and we'll share more on the Be Wellness Program at gmail.com. If you want to write to us and send some questions, we would love to answer them here for you, especially for you. We're doing this all through love, through you, so we can make everybody happier, everybody feel loved, because we love you guys. We do. And we're here for you. We've been doing this for many, many years. So Rossi, thank you so much. This
Thank
is
you,
incredible.
Dani. I'm so happy. And also please subscribe to our YouTube channel when you have posted this, so you can receive notifications that we're going to keep doing this in English and in Spanish.
Very important. En español también. Qué maravilla.
Right.
All right. Bye, everybody. See you soon.
Love you both. Bye.
Ciao. Bye.